Lights Camera Jackson is here, as he is every Saturday. This week he's going to review the movie The Lorax, although last Saturday you weren't here with us. You were in what movie lovers would call paradise.
Yes.
Tell us about your trip.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was in Hollywood for the Academy Awards. It was a lot of fun. Great to be back on Jay Leno, and the Oscars were a lot of fun as well. A few surprises, including Meryl Streep. And I also got to see The Lorax out there, and that's the film I'm reviewing this week. Now, there have been 3 Dr. Seuss movies made since 2000. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Cat in the Hat, and Horton Hears a Who. But unfortunately, this one, Dr. Seuss's The Lorax, is just too simple to have an impact on anyone who sees it, kids or adults. Ted, voiced by Zac Efron, lives in Thneedville, where everything is fake and made of plastic, and the people like it that way. There are no trees, so everyone has to buy clean air. In order to impress a girl he has a crush on named Audrey, singer Taylor Swift, Ted needs to find a real living tree. His grandma, voiced by Betty White, how predictable, tells him to go to the mysterious Onceler, who lives outside of town. The Onceler, voiced by Ed Helms, tells Ted the story of the Lorax, voiced by comedian Danny DeVito. He's a short orange creature who speaks for the trees and tries to protect them so he and his animal friends can live and thrive. When the Onceler was younger, he came to the animal's beautiful home and chopped down all the trees so he could make a product out of them to sell and make a lot of money, something he later regretted doing. The Onceler decides to help Ted to try to undo his big mistake.
All right, Jackson, how does this movie compare to other Dr. Seuss movies?
Well, I mean, the first half of the film is okay, and it features touches of Seuss, including rhyming dialogue, and the animation is bright and cheery. But then the film goes downhill fast. I mean, there's no wit or charm like the previous Dr. Seuss films, and it just becomes another average CGI movie. It's almost like the filmmakers forgot that this was a Dr. Seuss story.
I see. Now, you say average CGI movie. The movie does look great. How are the voices?
Well, I think Danny DeVito's a good choice to voice the Lorax. He actually voices the character in 4 other languages for films around the country, which I think is great. But the voice actors don't really have a lot of good material to work with. I mean, there are hardly any funny lines. There are tons of stereotypes throughout the film, and most of the musical numbers are corny and unnecessary.
It is a Dr. Seuss film. Dr. Seuss beloved by children of all ages, but is the Lorax appropriate for children of all ages?
It's rated PG for brief, mild language. I think young ones may like all the colorful characters, but might get restless halfway through. Anyone older than 8 or 9 really will find it hard to appreciate the environmental message or the story.
Gotcha. Now, you've used words in this review like predictable and no impact. What kind of grade does this movie get?
On the official LCJ report card, Dr. Seuss's The Lorax gets a C+, a little disappointing considering the fact that it's from the creators of Despicable Me, which came out 2 years ago, and just so memorable and so clever.